Hey you guys, I'm losing my throat, so I guess this is Terathon is about to end. But why does this man or woman or you? She has a lot going on in her life. She doesn't have room or time for me. This is mixed up in my cards. That might be significant. Why does this man or woman have a hard time, or you? Releasing demons. Demons is symbolic, Some people call them sins, some people call them vices, addictions, sex, greed, lust, control, angry, some kind of hidden motivation, some kind of agenda. This is new. I never did this topic. I've done mother. I've done pretty close, and I'm very sensitive because it's a sensitive topic. Only take about 5%, not even 10%. Entertainment purposes, only 18 plus adult material language, and say this shit don't belong to me. Because everybody has addictions for so many different reasons. But I just want to see what the spiritual world wants to say. This could be you. Why it has a hold on you. Why you can't, let this go. And this could be a person that you're asking about, okay? So let's get started. I'm losing my voice. Welcome, y'all. I know. I ain't dead till I hit the grave now. Till I hit the grave. Some of y'all have some bereavement and loss. Sometimes things that you do, I want to be careful too because I'm not promoting anything illegal. It maybe soothes and you soothes the pain. Maybe you didn't reach the height of where you wanted to be in your career, your dreams, your aspirations. And so you masquerade with drinking, illegal drugs. Maybe you need some anger management. Maybe you be very promiscuous. Maybe you chase greed, hype and stuff because you were a late bloomer when you were coming up and you didn't get that attention, or maybe your parents didn't get that attention. Why is this man or woman that you're asking about, or you? I feel nauseous. I feel like when I'm feeling nauseous, that means you know that you have a problem, or you know this person has a problem. Maybe you've done sobriety, and it's just sometimes you just relapse. And this could be anything, like gambling, Why does, help me get out of stuff, help me get out of ego. Why does this person have a hard time kicking these demons? Hey, y'all. Service. You could have lost someone, or you could have not been there when someone passed away, like your mother or your father, your grandparents passed away, and they were there for you, and you weren't there for them, and so you kind of drown yourself into that. Maybe you felt like you was there for everybody else, and you wasn't there for them. This is service. You could be a very caring and loving man, but at that time, maybe you were self-centered, self-absorbed, maybe very ambitious, or you were just into yourself, and you just didn't make time for somebody. I feel like this person passed away, or some kind of bereavement. I feel like you have a level of guilt, a level of shame, a level of regret. I wish I could have been there. I've done what I was supposed to do as a son, a daughter, an aunt, an uncle, a nephew, a grandparent, a surrogate, as foster parent or whatever, friend. I just think you have some kind of guilt, some kind of shame that you haven't let go of. Let me see. Yeah, I do see bereavement. Or if the person didn't pass or something like that, you weren't there, like that service, you weren't there, that friend. Maybe somebody had some kind of health issues or something, because this person is laying in a bed, and then there's people standing by them. They look like they're judgmental. So maybe you just didn't give to the right person or people. I don't know. Anything else you want me to know? Why do these people or this person that you asked about have a hard time kicking these demons? Chocolate cards. I always have to look into them. I had a card to look into them. Somebody's shoulders. Her shoulders kind of snug. Somebody could have judged you harshly. Gratitude. Why does this person have a hard? I think you did. I think you did at one time. I think you were, you weren't chasing money, sex, fame. I'm trying to name different things, right? Different things. Your vices and everything. And you were grateful for your friends and family. And if you're asking about a man or woman, they did. I think at one time they weren't, all into the hype, into the glitter, into the glam. And there's nothing wrong with money. There's nothing wrong with having nice things and luxury things and items and stuff like that. We're talking about people who in excess. don't know how to have one drink without becoming belligerent or extra or fresh, or, you know what I mean? Because if you fresh and you hitting on all the men and women, you're going to eventually get in a harassment case, or you're going to get an unwanted STD, or you're going to get, or a baby or something like that, or somebody's husband and wife ain't going to be playing those games, right? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, or your business or your brand is going to take a hit. You see it every day, celebrity, right? Or drugs or alcohol, or, or it hurts your kids, or other people suffer in silence, right? But I think that you were grateful. I think this person was on the course of a healing, and something happened. We're going to find out because we got gratitude. Maybe you stopped because somebody got pregnant, or you had a family, you had kids. Because I know my dad, for whatever his addictions was, because he chased money, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, how he did it, but he said when he had his two daughters, not daughters, when he had his first grandchild, he said he had to stop. So people do things, and for their demons, for whatever they did, for whatever reasons. I'm not here to judge. I'm not a moral compass. I just want to see what the spiritual world says. But I think there was a sense of enlightenment, healing, brotherhood, sisterhood, because this is purple. You know what I mean? But I think your heart, maybe your heart was hardened and it wasn't closed, and so sometimes we masquerade, because we feel unloved. We don't feel like we're cared for. We're always giving and nobody's pouring into us, or nobody don't see our worth or a sense of belonging or self-worth. And so we turn to drugs and alcohol, or soothing things that soothe us, like sex, because it gives you that. It's good. Sex is good, right? But it gives you that feeling of, them hormones and that climax, if you will, or or that chase, or that feeling. It's like chasing that first high of crack, right? You don't have to do it to hear about it, or cocaine, you know what I mean, or being condescending, and or feeling like we're better than somebody, this God complex, because it makes us feel good, it makes us feel entitled, and we get this attention, but we're walking over people, we're being opportunists, you know what I'm saying? So it could be a lot of emotional, with this man or woman, or with you. I could be wrong. Anything else? I think you felt cared for, but then you could have got around a little people where you started, your finances weren't where it needs to be. Somewhere something happened. I do feel like people looking in, if you're asking about a man or woman, whatever their addictions is, sex, money, lust, temptation, cheating, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they found Jesus, maybe they found Allah, maybe they found some kind of peace of serenity, but somewhere something happened where they started to back up. Now, some of them haven't stopped, some of them just started, and some of them did stop, right? Because I feel like they had good friends, good support group, good, mentors. Maybe they found something online. I don't know. Why can't this man or woman kick their demons, or why can't you kick your demons, right? Whatever the demons are. It could be eating. It could be sugar. Sugar is an addiction. Confusion, a sense of confusion. Their life could have had confusion and chaos and challenges and ups and downs and drama, and every time they think it's going good, I've been there, then something happens and you start getting conditioned and programmed to think that you're not lovable, or you're gonna fail, or you're never gonna reach your your height, up to your abilities, to your skills, to your dreams. People always overlook you, you know what I mean, or your life, and you might have a sense of self-worth and self-esteem issues and insecurities that you mask. Or you, or this person, and it keeps you in a state of confusion. Maybe this person deals with some mental health issues. Like sometimes I see this person, and I go, is this person bipolar? This person, I do have a psychology degree. I'm not a psychologist, but I did work in a hospital, and I'm like, because one minute this person is high, one minute this person is low, one minute this person is angry, and maybe some medication can be a mood stabilizer. Maybe this is why this person, I used to people walking around being bipolar or schizophrenic, and I'm not a clinician. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. This is entertainment purposes only. If you need that type of professional help, please seek a licensed counselor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a doctor or something like that. This is entertainment purposes only, 18 plus adult material and language. I want to make sure I cover myself. But this is sometimes people's mind plays tricks on them, right? Or they could be in a lifestyle where there's confusion, there's chaos, there's no peace. You get what I'm saying? And so if they're feeling like that, they don't know what to do. so they go, medicate. So you know I'm an alcoholic, but yet you want to buy me a drink. You know what I'm saying. So I'm recovering. I'm smoking and I'm doing this, and the cigarettes are bad for me. You know what I'm saying. And you know that cancer runs in my family, but I'm doing it because it's what to do. I just don't think these people just doing vices and addictions and stuff. I think they have reasons, right? They have a real reason. Let me see and get anything else. Or you. Why does these people can't, somebody really wasn't there for their parent or somebody they love one, or maybe their child or something like that, and they feel like they wasn't service to them. And I feel like they medicate themselves. Impatient. They could be this person, or you could be very, very impatient. Like, am I ever going to be famous? Am I ever going to get rich? Am I ever going to? So, now you got a gambling addiction because now you're playing the lottery every day, or you're going to the casino, or you know what I mean? Or you're so impatient that you're being an opportunist. You're using men and women and not thinking about their heart. This man or woman you're asking about, or them, not thinking about, maybe they really want to get married to you. Maybe they fell in love with you. Maybe they really like you, but they have something to give you, something to offer. So what you do, or this person does, is they don't care about their feelings. They put their feelings, the real feelings aside, where they have to kiss people's ass and they have to do things that they don't want to do. Kind of reminds you of celebrities when they want to get famous, and sometimes they sell themselves, right? And they do things and compromising positions. So if you weren't a part of certain things, and you weren't down with that, and you wasn't down with whatever, now you're down with whatever, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex with the same sex. Maybe that's who you were. Maybe you did sex with the same sex, but they wanted you to sleep with somebody of the opposite sex. And we always do that, right? Or you was down with opposite sex, you wanted you to sleep with the same sex. Or there's drugs and alcohol. I remember when I first moved to Fayetteville, and I was only down there for 2 weeks. This when I was young. I had to be about 19. My sister hadn't died yet, and I went to go stay with somebody I can't say, but it was a relative. And Fayetteville. So it was like the Green Berets was over. You'll believe my story. They was doing big cocaine on a massive level. And I was young, I was attracted to girls. So young, attracted, bring more men in. And I cannot believe my own relative tried to pimp me. But I wouldn't allow it. I called my mother. I called my father. They like, get her out of there. But at the end of the day, if my self-esteem was low, I had parents to really pour into me and my sister. So my self-esteem was pretty good. Now, your self-esteem can sit for other different reasons, right? I suffer from low self-esteem and guilt and stuff from other people, but in this area, I didn't. And I just removed. I'm sharing this with y'all. I forgot all about this story. I haven't told my kids. I removed myself to that, but my cousin didn't. She wanted to stay, and then she ended up getting a big drug habit, right? And she carried herself real good in church. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes you can get yourself in a situation because you're impatient. You want people to see you, love you, a sense of belonging. This is this kind of textbook what the ancients is saying, right? And so some healing needed to be done, right? It's the blue. Anything else? Why? Yeah, and you can touch it, and you can feel that attention, or or the way it makes you feel, or that success, or them goals that you have, but they're not quite there. So then you get impatient. So you do something, some kind of vices or numbing, or something to fit in with other people, right? Something like that. I don't know what I'm saying. Whew, hold on. We're gonna kick it. Yeah. You could have a lot of pressure. I see a lot of pressure. You could be a person that try to take on everything. Don't want to ask anybody to help you. You get overburdened. You get overwhelmed. Or you put on this facade that you have to have it all together as a woman and as a man. And it's not like that. We're not an island. You know what I mean? And it's not just a figure of speech and somebody, anonymous person that said it. We're not an island, right? There's 8 billion people on the planet. It's okay to ask help and get help. Yeah. Anything else? Why does this person have a hard time kicking their demons? I could be wrong. Ooh, this Terathon, I'm tired. Growth. Maybe when you were coming up, you didn't know any better. It could have been ancestral, things that were passed down. It was cycles and stuff. But through the healing, the purple is enlightenment. Your third eye being open, and this is like humanitarian. All you gotta do is know the colors. I tell y'all that. You end up getting a lot of wisdom, and then you started getting into your intuition and your instincts. You know, and you started progressing, you started growing, you started putting roots down. But this roots is in water. So what I think is why this person, I think they put roots down and it was growing, but it wasn't in a, it was in a faulty foundation. They should have put it down in the ground where it don't come up. And so that means they can't stabilize. They can't, you know, so like she doesn't do the things that she used to do. You know what I'm saying? It could be a mother looking in for your child. You know, it could be a man in love with a woman or something like that. You know, why does this person have to do this type of behavior that's not conducive to her or her family or whatever? It seems like I'm always using men, but she didn't put roots down, and because some roots are in the water. So when it's water, see the water, those are emotions. So this man or woman can be very emotional, very temperamental, or you know, or suffer those highs and lows, and then it makes them go and do these addictions, and it's hard to break, or it makes you hard to break if somebody hurt your feelings, or you're feeling insecure, or you're suffering from some low self-worth or self-esteem, or you're feeling inadequate, or you feel like you're not a provider or protector, or things happen, things change in life, and you don't know. Like it was a man, you know, he had a flat tire, or his car broke down, and you know, it was like the worst thing to him to ever happen. I had so many lemons and cars broke down. I'm like, okay. You get what I mean? But what you can take, other people can't take, because maybe they have a level of being spoiled, or they just had things were available to them. You get what I'm saying? I'm just using it for example. You know what I mean? So maybe they can't take what you can take, right? And so I don't feel like these people are bad. I feel like there's a lot of emotional hurt and pain, and it wasn't really grounded. They could have got off the drugs, the alcohol, the drinking and stuff, because they could have gotten in a car accident, a DUI. They could have, you know, something could have happened. They could have been incarcerated, or you know, or their kids suffering in silence. But it was never because they wanted to do it. And if they're still doing it, or if it's you, it's because you have to make the connection, whether it's therapy, you know, meditation, medication, I don't know, to get stabilized. And I don't think it was ever stabilized. I'm gonna give you one more from these. Anything else? Because these are the main cards. Why do you or this person still deal with these demons? A lot of guilt, a lot of not real growth in regards to being planted. Now, I do think you grow. I'm not talking about growing, healing, and your third eye is open, but I think you could be like an undercover and still drinking. Like you go home, you still drinking. You still doing drugs. You know what I mean? You still sneaking and creeping. You know, and maybe porn addiction. What is it? Linking up, hooking up, because you need that sexual, you know, fix where you might carry yourself as a woman and man, and people think you're not doing that, you know, because you have a husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or the way you carry yourself. And I think somewhere this man and woman you're asking about, they still do it. Like they enjoy the way it makes them feel, the creeping, the lifestyle, because there's needs not being met. Like maybe they got off the breast. You know, or didn't get no breast milk, you know, maybe they didn't get that, because it's symbolism, like, you know, they didn't get that comfort and that nurturing and stuff from their mother, their father. Maybe their father wasn't home, maybe their mother wasn't home, maybe they were hell raisers, maybe they were partiers, maybe they were overbearing parents, or authoritarian, or just one parent, or maybe they were the, you know, that prize child where they're expected to be better than their other siblings, and it was picked over and they didn't like that. Like somewhere there's some emotional something, you know what I mean, for this person. Yeah, maybe they get nervous around people, but they pretend that they're not nervous, and then they start thinking everybody's out to get them, or everybody's talking about them, or maybe they value people's self-worth or how people look at them in their eyes, so it makes them drink, it makes them do drugs, you know, alcohol, you know, act out, you know, sex. And listen, sex ain't bad. We talking about sex addictions. We talking about addictions. We talking about vices. You have to look at the meaning where you can't control it, or where you're sneaking, lying, compromising yourself and compromising other people and using other people, right? All right, let's get your last card for them. Or you. And I could be wrong. You're going to let me know? Could be wanting a mommy and daddy. So tired of getting up and getting down for this thing. You could feel isolated. You could feel like you don't really belong. You ever see people get around a lot of people? I'm in the bathroom. It's fake ass eyelashes. And they still feel isolated. You don't really still feel welcoming. You could be a very isolated type man or woman. You could want friends and family, and you don't. So you turn to vices and addictions. Maybe it's hard for you to get bedded. Maybe you've been bedded so much and you got some kind of, you know, STD, or maybe you don't feel like you're worth, you know, you're worthy. You don't look good enough as men and women. So you isolate yourself, or you maybe feel like your social economic background is not equivalent to other people, or you can't compete. This is a lot for isolation. Maybe you don't feel like you belong, you know what I mean? Or maybe you like to isolate yourself, you know what I'm saying? So because it makes you feel good. So, you know, you can drink and you can hide, or you could be your addictions or whatever, or you can sneak and creep and you like to be secretive about it, right? for this person to your accent? Insecurities. I think it's a lot of insecurities, and I think that this man or woman you're asking about, or you, they definitely put themselves in competition where they don't have to be. Healthy competition is good, right? Constructive criticism is good. I feel like this man or woman you're asking about, or you, they're not really good with constructive criticism or healthy competition. I think they think everything is a competition. Everybody's out to get them. You know what I mean? Or insecurities. We done did some insecurities. You know, the weight, how they look, how they measure up. These are the type of people, or you, from what the ancients saying, they really measure themselves by other people. Like, I have my own style. I'm gonna dress the way I want. I don't care if nobody like it. I'm gonna look the way I want to look. I'm 56. I'm 50, 57. People go, where do you get your rings from? Go online, you can find me, whatever. This is my style. This is my personality. This is my attitude. If I got to pay for it, if people got to talk about it, I'm gonna just be me, right? I know I'm not gonna be the prettiest person in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I have a healthy self-esteem, which I taught my girls that you're not gonna be the prettiest. You're not gonna be the handsomest. You know, I might could tell somebody about my son and they wanting him to look a certain way. This ain't about looks, this is his brain. Shit. He look like me. Fuck you. My daughters look like me. Fuck you. That's how I feel. I feel like they're beautiful and because they come from me, right? I've seen a man, this daughter looked just like him. She had that birthmark. This is be around 10 years. Right here, 10 years ago, he loves his daughter in the same way. They look like me. We ain't trying to look like celebrities. We're who we are. And I think these people don't have a sense of self-worth. They're trying to be everything that they're not, right? Or you, right? And so then it makes you do vices. It makes you try to fit in, or maybe don't treat people with dignity and respect, or discount people or throw away people because you're so busy trying to fit in, right? So people drinking and getting high and doing drugs or having sex, or let's just talk about men and women who go through the midlife crisis. You know, they go get somebody, nothing wrong with young people, they're attractive, but they go get somebody young because they make them feel good. A lot of times, a lot of younger women, I've seen women 35, 36 look older than me. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? But the age, they're fixated on the age, and I'm not saying that y'all seen this, right? Just like you've seen older women who look really, really old, right? Or younger women who look really, really young, or they look really, really old. I'm just doing a video and not being critical, you know what I'm saying? But they need that age number, so because it fits their mold. Like their friends go, oh, you pulled her, you pulled what? You know what I'm saying? Or you pulled him, or he got money, but this is a nice guy over here. So these people, these are demons. We're talking about the demons and stuff. They do it maybe because they're going through midlife crisis, or they all care about what people say and what people think, right? The insecurities that they have to deal with. They could have been very passionate, very creative, and it didn't get to the level that they wanted because then maybe they had unrealistic expectations. There's nothing wrong with having dreams and breaking glass ceilings and reprogramming yourself. I teach my kids that, but you still got to have realistic expectations. You can't get it all in one night. You might be 40, 50, 60, and 70 before you become famous. It is what it is. There's gray areas, and this person could be very impatient, and they want that fame, that success, that, you know, that money, that glory, that attention. You know, that's just isolated. Let's see my cards. I could be wrong, yeah. I'm gonna put it out there. Let's do these cards. Why does this man or woman or you can't kick these addictions? Insecurity, people pleasing, self-worth, self-esteem, bravado, caring about what people say, which that could be a little bit of the ego. Not feeling like you're not measuring up. Hiding, sneaking. There's a lot of things going on. Help me get out of self, help me get out of ego, help me provide love, encouragement, and support. Why does this man or woman, they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be alone. So if they have friends and family that's doing vices and addictions and drugs and alcohol, or, you know, or maybe they come from a family where they think that they're better and they're arrogant and they put people down and stuff, and, you know, this is just what we do, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to be alone. They don't want to be judged. They don't want people scrutinizing them and judging them and talking about them. You know what I mean? Yeah, look, and it keeps them up on that. It worries this man or woman, or it worries you. Like, I already had that. It was the grateful card. I don't remember if it was the grateful card, but how this man or woman could have changed a lot, and they could do relapses or whatever, you know, for like the behaviors and the demons and the vices and stuff, and they know it's wrong. And I feel like it plays on them, or it plays on you if you're looking in and it's you. You know what right from wrong. You know what you want to do. Now there's no moral compass. There's no moral compass. I don't want nobody to leave my channel thinking that, because you can go to different tribes and they doing big time. What we would call illegal might not be illegal, right? You know, and it's like people go, oh, they're eating on the floor, they eat with their hands. You go to different countries, you're gonna eat on the floor, you eat with your hands. Like I said, you change your mindset, you change your environment, right? Potato, tomato, tomato. They go, oh, this person, they moved a lot. They had a lot of zip codes. Yeah, okay, they call them weeble wobbles, and maybe they do move a lot, and they have a lot of area codes and phone numbers. But if you're rich, you're expected to have a villa and a house here and a house over there. Not expected to have one. So change your mindset. Yeah, I don't know why I need to share that with somebody. But at the end of the day, I feel like this person feels ashamed, or you could feel ashamed. I feel like there's a lot of black nights, a lot of dark nights, a lot of things, and maybe they've been sexually, physically, verbally, mentally, spiritually abused. You know what I mean? Maybe they have some trauma they suffered that they haven't dealt with. And I you know, I remember, and I don't want to glorify him. I really don't want to put him in my reading, but I'm going to say this. People would see the series Dahmer. I was not interested. You can watch what you want. But when I was coming up, and I was living in Pennsylvania, so, you know, Dahmer was in Ohio, so it was like right there. I felt sick. But his Dahmer said on TV, people missed this. I don't know how people missed this. I don't even know if they put it in the series. My father molested me. Now, for a man to eat other men, I thought that was valid. I said, maybe his dad, but he said repeatedly, his dad got on camera, he's a little small man, and I remember to this day, and he was like, I would never do that, I would never do that. And I say that to say, and that doesn't mean it's a scientific, whatever, the brain, and maybe there's something's not snapping and all that, and they gotta dissect the brain and all that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for people who have chose this path, and I'm not equivalent them to, or you, to Dahmer. I'm saying if you follow the root and the source, there's always something. Like, why is she promiscuous, or why he's promiscuous, or, you know, why do they act that way? Was something lacking, something not nurtured. You know, like, you know, they talk about the you know, what is the meaning of life is one question, and the other one is it nature and nurture. And nobody knows, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or nature and nurture. If you nurture this man or woman, you know, how would they come out? You know what I'm saying? Or you know, nature and nurture, like the wild child, like they didn't even get no nurturing, but they still figure out how to survive. I mean, they you know, emulate animals and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, they still figure out how to survive. You know what I mean? And like, when does language start? But then you got Helen Keller, who couldn't hear anything. I don't know why I'm saying this to you, but I just feel like this man or woman has a reason why they do it, you know. And maybe you try to love this man or woman, and, you know, your kids or your family or something like that, for their addictions and their vices, but I think it comes from the inside, and I could be wrong, I don't know. And I feel like it does bother them, right? It does bother them. I did one on alcohol. My mother wanted me to do one on alcohol, because she was an alcoholic. She died from cirrhosis to the liver, and they took my channel. And I had a lot of people in my email said, you didn't know how much you blessed me. And I had tarot card readers who were alcoholics that I didn't even know. I didn't even know. They was like, you blessed me. And, you know. So let's see, why can't they kick their demons? That's what this is about. The vices, the greed, the sex, the attention. Because I think they have some underlying issues. Look at that, King of Cups. King of Cups upside down, emotionally unbalanced. Think about an emotionally unbalanced person. I said they could need some medication. They could have some really mental issues, some emotional highs and lows. King of Balance hold a grudge. This man or woman could just be mad, and they're going to be rebellious. I'm going to do what if I want to do. I don't really care. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to drink. I'm going to get high. I'm going to be mean to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to, you know, do what I want to do. The King of Cups upside down is just think about an emotional person. They could be emotionally bullying. They could, you know, be very manipulative, gaslighting type men and women. And I think out of all the anger, they could be angry. You know what I'm saying? Uptight. Like I said, hold grudge. Just came upside down. And they have to deal with that. You know, I remember I shared this with you guys. It's my channel. 11 years I've been celibate. In 11 years I've been doing therapy. Not like I went to therapy after COVID for like a few months. I thought it was good. But my daughters talk to me. My sons talk to me. You know, and I meet people, and I dealt with stuff, especially this one I live with. I talked about stuff that I didn't want to talk about. Like, you know how it's something that you don't want to talk about, no matter how bad it was, I just talked about it, I got it out, right? And I think a lot of people, we hold on to it, and we say, oh, you know, that little thing, like, you could be a beautiful person, and you walk past somebody, and they go, you ain't all that cute. You get what I'm saying? Or, you know what I mean? Or, you know, are you dark, or you light, or you ugly, or, you know, you fat, or you skinny. The words hurt, you know what I mean? Or y'all on the welfare. You get, you know, like, stuff like that hurts. hurts, and you know, or your upbringing, or you know, maybe your parents didn't hug you or love you, so it hurts. And I know y'all go, this is textbook, but it might be textbook, but adults take that into their life and they operate out of that, and a lot of vices and addictions and demons come out of that, right? And they still angry. My right foot is burned. They still angry about it because they didn't process it, they didn't work through it, they didn't transmute it, they didn't get the help that they need. Anything else? Yeah, temperaments talks about, I'm going to say it my way, a metal going through extreme pressure, metal, a piece of metal. I say millions of years, I don't know, thousands of years. And then it become a diamond. This person has to do the work. That's basically what I'm saying. They have to do the work on their self to get rid of. The Bible talks about a robate mind and a cardinal mind. To make brief synopsis, meaning like your flesh, like you operate out your flesh. Like, I want him, I'm gonna sleep with him. I want her, I'm gonna sleep with him. Sleep with her. Or my mind, I'm heterosexual, he's saying him. But my mind is going, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna be angry, or I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do me some drugs, or I'm gonna self-medicate, or I'm gonna, gamble because I'm gonna win. Like, but everything in the flesh, because it's gonna make me feel good when I win a lot of money, or it's gonna make me feel good, when I reach this happy place, or if I, mess with somebody's husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm gonna break up that happy home because I didn't come from a happy home. Just for example, I'm not, judging anybody. I'm just giving examples. And so, as we're talking about vices, because there's men and women who go out just to break up the happy home. Like my daughter told me, somebody asked on Instagram, when do you announce that you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? And they said obituary. And I said, is that bad? You can't tell somebody like, I'm in love, and I'm happy, because that's people's whole motivation is to disturb your peace. Right, and to gang stalk you and to make you feel bad, because these people are hurt and broken. And I remember another story. She was young, beautiful African American girl. She said, she's on Twitter. She said that she was hateful. She said she was hateful, and she did it, and she knew she did it because she was hurt and she was broken. But once she got her healing, she made amends and she realized how she was. There's people like that walking around like that, and they self-medicate, or they get into their demon addictions or whatever. It don't have to be alcohol, drugs, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever their addiction, their demons are, right? But the temperament talks about change. It talks about once a metal goes through extreme pressure, it becomes a diamond, right? So this man or woman has to work on themselves, and they have to actively work on themselves, and they have to want to get rid of that, that old man and that old woman that's in there, in them. Doesn't mean that person was all bad, but sometimes you need to reinvent yourself. I done reinvented myself 1,000 times. And I ain't exaggerating, 1,000 times. I'm exaggerating. So their emotions can be more balanced. Give you your last card. I think I'm going to pick. Maybe it should be. Yes, because it plays in their head. And they have a lot of outside influences. It plays in their head psychologically. It plays in their head. Yes, because they want this inner peace. They want this peace. They want this balance. They want this sense of belonging. They want people to see them for them. But first they have to learn to live their authentic truth. And by living your authentic truth, you might need some healing. You might need some, some therapy. You might need to deal with some dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? You might need to walk into who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you're not Beyonce, you're not Beyonce. You don't have to be. Everybody can't be Beyonce. And Halle Berry and Cicely Tyson and I can't name everybody. And the best basketball player and have the finest cars, or you know what I'm saying, or get the this, that. You have to realize who you are and be the best you. But this is what they really want. But they fight against it, and they do other things to achieve that happy balance. They could have friends and family. They could have this. They could have the husband, wife, friends, and family, and community, but they're bringing this attitude and this temperament. They're always mad. Their energy is always low, and they're really unpredictable, and they stay in their head, and they think too much. Then they want to drink, and they want to raise hell because they're a little demon. They want to raise hell. They want to fuss. They want to get mad because it soothes and makes them feel good. Or they want somebody to say something so they can interpret it wrong, so they can be mad. They can be hostile. You know what I mean? So they can have an excuse to say, I knew she was like that. I knew he was like that. Like what? Like what? I'm human. You get what I'm saying? The demons and the addictions. What is this? It's the word of truth. Yep, and then they could be in third parties. They could be in relationships that outlive their usefulness and cause them heartbreak, but they stay there. When they stay there, they're going to drink. They're going to lust. They're going to do what they need to do to self-medicate because they don't want to face the reality that this relationship is over. They could put people in a third party. They could have a lot of drama, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, you know what I mean? Just a lot of mess where they need to simplify their life. So let me go have a drink. I ain't got to deal with this. Or let me go do some drugs. Or let me, the temptation, the lust, because I'm not really happy because I'm not really getting my needs met and ain't nobody really actively listening to me or hearing me or seeing me. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to break my wife's heart, my boyfriend's heart, my girlfriend's heart, you know what I mean? My side piece's heart, you know what I'm saying? They have some issues. I know y'all hate that word. They have some issues. They got to face reality and get out of the fantasy. Or it could be you. You know what I'm saying? I got an alcohol problem. I can't be one drink of fuck me up. I got a drug problem. I got a sex addiction. I got a gambling problem. I got an attitude problem. I got an adjustment. Nobody want to see you come around, girl. Nobody want to see you come around, man, because you got an attitude problem. You want to control everything. You can let them demons go, right? And this is what's going on. Let me give you this. Why does this man or woman or you can't let these demons go? They need to deal with some issues. Deal with some issues, some internal issues. We all been there. If you ain't been there, good for you. We all been there. And it births stuff. It births nasty attitudes, addictions, vices, demons. It births a lot of stuff that you're not happy with because you don't see yourself. Give me your last card. You got Five of Hazard twice. Plays in your head. It plays in your head. It keeps you up all night. I can't find it. Poverty. You could deal with financial issues and loss. You can feel desperate, feel hopeless. Or this person, you know what I'm saying? But hope is coming though. Financial anxiety, depression. Yeah, this person can be in their vices and addictions and demons because they feel like the world sometimes is coming down on them. It's cloudy, it's dark. You know what I mean? This Five of Hazard twice. Anything else? I think I'm done for the day, y'all. High Priest, a lot of y'all could be tarot card readers and psychics and seers. You looking in, you could be just in tune with your king intuition and you could fight it. And you could know, right? You could be very mysterious, secretive, king intuition. What is this? Speaks in riddles and stuff. It's just talking about maybe you need to meditate more. Maybe you need to get centered, get grounded. You know, whatever works for you, your faith, your beliefs or something like that. Maybe you are a person of faith or spirituality, you faith, you know, religions or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you haven't really been centering that. You haven't really been that true man or woman that you should be because you've been altering it, you know, by doing things that is not conducive to you or your environment, and other people are suffering in silence. And you could be suffering in silence, right? Yeah, or this person you're asking about. Let me get your last card. That's a Pisces card. Instead of looking at fire as it burns you, look at fire, change your mind, change your programming. Look at fire as that you can cook with it. You can get warm from it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I have to say that. Anything else? Ten of Hazard, you could care about, you know, leaving a legacy, family, wealth. You know, you want to be content. You don't want to, you know, put on facades. And I think you could put a lot of pressure on yourself, but this person puts a lot of pressure on themselves because maybe they are financially stable and they want to retain that wealth. They want to keep that wealth, or this is their goal and they want that. I see a lot of wealth and stability this person wants or desires or want to keep it and want to maintain it. I'm going to give you the card that you can see from here. Anything else? This right here. She has a lot going on in her life. She doesn't have the room or time for me. I feel like because it's stuck in my car, you could feel like somebody doesn't have time for you. It could be family, friends, siblings, somebody you love, somebody you care about, a man or a woman, and it makes you just medicate, you know what I mean? Or do what you want to do. I'm going to go gamble, I'm going to drink, I'm going to do drugs, I'm going to do some devices, I'm going to cheat, you know, I'm going to go do whatever I want to do. I want to be careful because I don't want to say like strip clubs and stuff like that because people make a living and people go to college to do stuff like that. But whatever your vices are, or this person's vices are, it leads them that way. This is going to be my last reading. Let me give me some rest. Anything else? Why does this person? Because they have no real intimacy in their life. No real intimacy is so beautiful. Everything is like a romantic illusion or an illusion. It's not real. It's not founded. It's not stable. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a lot of fantasy going on. Anything else? Last card. And this person could be very sneaky. Or you could be very sneaky and it just doesn't align with real intimacy. It's a lot of fake stuff going on, a lot of phoniness. Yeah, a lot of perpetrating a fraud and trying to keep up with everybody else and do what they do. There's a lot of followers in here trying to be religious. Realization came upside down. Maybe you or this person doesn't want to make the realization that they have a problem or they need help or they need to deal with trauma. Maybe they enjoy sneaking and creeping and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's a lot. It's loaded, but I tried. Lena.